up? Let me put my glasses on. Well, it's the ladies first this time. Hello, ladies. Smoochie, Vixen, how are you, dear? Edna, you're alive. I hope so. I haven't been able to send your email. Of course, Daimi. There he is. There's another one. Mr. Mike, Mr. Behold. Grabbing the hand and throwing some lightning and thunder. Well, I hope you're okay, Edna. I hope you're feeling a little better. Seen some of your posts. Sounds like you're a little better. But then again, you are a spunky person, so. But yeah, I'll get it sent. Edna, it's been busy. It's been so busy. Trying to do so much. It's life as a chauffeur, cook, maid, caretaker. Go on. But I'm good. And I hope you are too. And Vixen and Mookie and Mikey. I hope you guys are having a good week so far too. I hope everybody's having a good week watching. We'll see what we'll get ourselves into here in a little bit. Let the crowd kind of funnel in. And don't forget, tomorrow night, Gem will be here to do her thing. And hopefully after Christmas, she'll get back to the swing of things. I need another week before Christmas. I'm not ready. We didn't even put up decorations. Pop said, nah, don't worry about it. I am next year. If he's here next year, Christmas decorations are going up. I've been all out of whack. I didn't even put any of my Santa Clauses out. I may do that Christmas Eve. But other than that, it's pretty chilled here. We're just too busy trying to get stuff done. Range time on Saturday. There you go. So anybody got any special plans for the upcoming week? Anything special other than being around a bunch of people and hope you don't come home sick? Yeah, I'll probably put up my Santa Clauses over the weekend. She wouldn't let me put up the tree or anything. In fact, I think he gave the artificial tree away. One year I went and got a little live tree and put it up. Then time to take it down because I'm the one that has to do all the work. That's a little bit of it. I lost my chaplet. Man, my lips are so dry. Go get a wreath. I'll just roll Grandpa up in a ball and hang him out the front door. He looks like a wreath. No, just kidding. No, I thought about it. It's hard when you got three guys that come in and go all the time. And me and Grandpa, either I'm running in and out or one or the other, we are running in and out. And Giles is going and coming and going. And he'll be at his mom's most that day. So, I mean, I might see him Christmas Eve. And as for us, we just chill out. We'll probably go to one of my brothers. So, yeah. Yeah, well. I'll probably put up my Santa Clauses. I have a little fake tree I might put up for a little bit. I'm not gonna get too carried away. This is a hard month for my dad. My mom's birthday was the 8th, and my brother's was just last Monday. And then on top of that, Wednesday was the day my mom passed. So she passed, right after her birthday. So he has a hard time around this time of year. So I don't push it with him, and I get it. But yeah, we'll probably do something. And I know we'll probably go check out my brother Mike. So yeah, it won't be too bad. Pretty casual day. We won't have no snow, so it's supposed to be like in the 40s, 50 here, raining. So well, I'd go sledding. Got to drag the snowman from the attic. But I act like Santa Clauses. I just didn't want to put them all up, but I do have some down here that I may put out later, and I may decorate a little bit just for till like New Year's. Last two very dear friends around this time. I get it. Yeah, he just has a hard time, and I do too a little bit. And especially with those two, because there was a lot of unresolved stuff. So with them and Dad. So been feeling my feelings. I think a lot of people have. I know I have off and on, especially since Thomas passed. I've been kind of reevaluating things. So, yeah. I always thought I'd go before him. I really did. So, kind of shocks me. He was born, it's tradition. Yeah, there's a snowman. There's Cindy Lee. Yeah, she sent me a meme. So, folks that do Facebook, there's a meme that she did for me and Gemma. So go check it out. It's good. I like that meme. That was a good meme. Well, if you want to call it a meme, but basically that's what it is. I love it. Thank you so much. I'll make sure she sees it because she doesn't get tags because of the crazy people out there. So hold on. Let me put my necklaces on. I washed up. I didn't take a shower because I've been so busy, and I'm going to go right back to work when I'm done here. So let me put my necklaces on. I want to have them on. I think she's getting the little man ready for bed, so either she'll pop in or text me here in a minute. Sounds like she had a pretty productive day, so you guys should see a lot of her. I know she did her card shorts. I haven't looked at them yet. I haven't had time yet. Yeah. There it is. We have an artificial tree since the kids is out. We had one for the longest time because my little brother was allergic to real trees. The pine on them really bad. So we didn't have a real tree toward the end of those years, growing up years. But yeah, it was, we can do one now. I may go get a little one, but we got all the decorations buried when they came back from the fire. And Charles just kind of buried everything in that. But I'll make sure there's kind of decorations up at least from Christmas Eve to New Year's Day or a couple days after. Roger Blair, how are you doing, sir? And Edna, we're going to talk about cloaked figures here in a little bit. I just had another person approach me about the same subject. Pretty well. God, you enjoy them. I always enjoy them. I enjoy them every year. Every time you put them out, Cindy, I keep them. I put them to the side. If you don't see them on the site, I clean my page off quite a bit. So, but I keep everything. So, as we all say hi to each other. I'm glad everybody's here. I hope everybody's having a good week so far coming in. Like I said, we're going to talk about cloaked figures here for a little bit. I'll probably get up at 9. Like I said, I got some more work I got to get done before I can call it at night. So the fluff tails knocked everything off of my shelf. Oh, man. Yes, it's hard. See, we don't have cats. We have a dog. Thank gosh. Puff's lazy as the old man. You can tell he hangs out with the old man all day. So it's pretty funny. Our dog is barking at Andy Griffin show because their dog is on. My dog doesn't do that. I like to know if I'm hallucinating or what bothers me every time I think about it. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, and you're not hallucinating. You're seeing it. Just because other people don't see it doesn't mean you're hallucinating. But you're seeing it. I haven't been feeling well, but I had to do up a few. There you go. I know you're feeling kind of blah, Cindy. Can you just yell? I appreciate you doing them. I get a kick out of them. I really do. And I haven't even showed this one to Pop yet. He'll get a kick out of it. He loves those. Oh, hold on. We got 2 dogs and 3 bantam chickens. Oh, really, Roger? Do you really? Hold on. Woman, the boss is saying goodnight. Monday's video is extremely bizarre disappearances never solved. 3 are from her book. So there you go. So that's Monday's 11 o'clock video is 3 bizarre disappearances that were never solved. Yeah. Well, I just ate too, so I got a big mouth. Let me do this because I'm not even in YouTube. There we don't listen to yourself talk. You sound horrible. We got $2. That's wild. Chickens. I thought about getting chickens. I froze. Oh no. Hold on. What happened? What happened? Why'd I freeze? Hold on, folks. Can you hear me? Everything froze. Uh-oh. What's going on? Am I back? Hold on. Something's going on. Bear with me. Uh-oh. Let me try this. Bear with me for a second. Can you hear me all right? Everybody good? You're fine. Cool. 5 on 5. Cool. Thank you. Man, I froze. And everything froze. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, her Monday at 11 o'clock video, her premiere video at 11 a.m. is extremely bizarre disappearances never solved. There'll be 3 stories from her book. So that'll be cool. And if you're watching, dear, good night. Let me tell her good night in case she's not watching. She may stop in. It's hard to tell. Let me say good night to the dear woman. Yeah, YouTube has been acting up big time, Roger. I've been there ever since that Friday when I was having all kinds of glitches. It was really messed up that Friday for me. That's why I was getting kind of impatient because it was messed up. I was having all kinds of issues, period, just with YouTube, or even just trying to get names out there. It was a nightmare. Let me say goodnight to these. So pardon the dead air for a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, I'm not a very good talker and typer at the same time, but always screw it up. My comments were being ghosted, some disappeared. You see, I had a problem with that during the stream. That one for 2 Fridays ago. I would type in names and I type and then I'd hit enter, and they wouldn't even show up on the screen or in StreamYard. And it was like, what the heck is going on? And then it would tell me I'm disconnected, but yet I was seeing everything. And that happened like 30 times that night. And then there was one time I completely lost YouTube altogether, and that was weird. It was just a messed up night. And it's been funky ever since. For the longest time, I couldn't leave comments unless I switched it over to light mode, the all white screen. Then I could leave a comment. But if I left it on dark mode, I couldn't leave a comment because I couldn't see what I was typing. But if I hit comment and entered the comment, you could see it, but it was just a bunch of jumble because I couldn't see where to put punctuation and everything. How you get to type it. Oh well. But yeah, I figured it out. Now it's working at the moment. We'll see. I'll find out tonight after I do stream. I always like to thank you guys for showing up. But let me finish this. Thank you. I don't want to be rude. So I can't do this. I don't know what I'm not. I can't even talk. Hold on. Pretty sad. I can't type and talk. I'm trying. Okay, much better. She's probably watching and laughing at me. Okie dokie. But yeah. No, let's wait. Let me catch up on talking here. Mine's a rooster and two hens. Dude disappeared, but the dog's truck. YouTube. Yeah, YouTube. Tell her I think she's beautiful. Yes, she already knows that, Mike. And she's probably watching. Though she may not be. She had a lot going on. So, oh, excuse me. Hamburger not sitting right. Our internet, I think everybody's having internet issues. The notifications have been messed up. Yeah, notifications hardly ever work. I don't think I've ever got even a notification from my own stream. It's wild. Tell your boss you can't use the phone during working hours. I'm going to have to tell her that. You hear that, Gemma? If you're listening or watching, I'm not supposed to use the phone while I'm working there, dear. I'm on the clock. Had that, Roger. But yeah, if she is, she may be watching. It's hard to tell with her. We're laughing. I'm in a funky mood, so just bear with me. It's been a good, busy day. I've been doing a lot. I accidentally I was using a nail gun. And this is pretty bad. I'm using a nail gun, but it's little tiny nails, just little pin nails. And I wasn't thinking. I'm holding the gun talking to Pop. And I went and looked at the gun and I had a tremor and shot myself in the forehead and got a little hole right there. It didn't go all the way through. It just kind of stuck. I'm lucky it didn't penetrate the skull. But they were just cheap little tack nails. So now I got this little hole in my head. My dad looked at me and laughed. Duh. Funny. Oh well. So if you have tremors, don't use a nail gun. Use a hammer. Your fingers may hurt, but it's better than another hole in your head. Been seeing doctors for the past 2 days. I'm about done. I hate when those go through. When I go through these tests, I hate it. Sugar goes, yeah, it was funny. Actually, it was pretty funny. I figured I'd be bleeding all over the place. I bled a little bit, pulled it out, it bled a little bit. I just put my finger on it for a little bit and it was done. And it's just this little hole. It looks like it just somebody took a tack and stuck it in my head. But yeah, I hate when they do that. And when I go through these tests and I'm for 3 or 4 days, either talking to them. Yeah, I'm there for a day, usually a day. And then sometimes 2 if I have to go back. And then that's all I do for the week is talking to doctors, either on phone or FaceTime. And it's like, I just get sick of them. Usually by the end of the week, I'm like, I'm done. Don't call me back until you have to. Yeah, I figured. Well, they want to make sure you're good, Edna. Just be well aware that it's your body. You're the boss. You know how you feel. Hey, Jim, how you doing? I hope you're having a good week so far, sir. I know Sydney's going through it too. Yeah, doctors say, and if you don't pay attention, they can get sloppy. So you want to make sure you're on their toes. But we've talked about this before, Edna. Instead of doing a PET scan, they send you from doctor to doctor, and none of them communicate. Well, I changed that real fast. Because that was one of the first problems I had at the very beginning. Nobody was talking to each other. You figure I see three neurologists. 2 of them are surgical neurologists, and 1 is just a regular neurologist. But I got to have them communicate at all times. And it don't always work out that way. I'm glad it wasn't worse, man. It could have been. Dad said that could have gone into your skull. That would have really hurt. I said, yeah, I know. It could have actually gone through it. I don't know. We had thank God we had the air kind of turned down. So it wasn't like really strong, just strong enough to do what we needed it to do. Well, howdy, Lantro. Yeah. What's up, bud? Vixen, are you being an optimist? Yes. My problem is all the doctors I could depend on have retired. See, when I lost two of mine, one passed away and one retired. I made them recommend people, which was a big help. Though the one doctor that retired, he recommended two guys. The second guy I was not really fond of. I basically told him at the end of the appointment, he could just kiss my butt. I'm done. You won't see me again. You don't talk to me like that. He was kind of a cocky. And I was like, no, I don't care how smart you think you are. You haven't been dealing with this since you were 2 years old. No, you're talking to the wrong guy, dude. Ugh. Been run through it a lot longer than you knew about. So, I've got a doctor's appointment at the end of the month. Regular checkup. Yeah, I'm due for that next month, I believe. But see, in all that apartment, I'm good. My heart's good. You know, working on the cancer sticks. Plan to be done with those here by the end of the week, if not tomorrow. I've been real good with those. I've been proud with those. I'm a proud man with those because when I'm stressed, that's my go-to is the coffin nails. Medical field has changed. Yeah, it has. Well, it's not only about the money, but it still is about the money. That's why you become a doctor, because of the money. I mean, you ask me. There's doctors. I'm not saying they don't become doctors because they want to help people, because that's usually, they'll still tell you, good doctors will. That's why I'm in the field, is because I want to help people. I want to make a difference. But unfortunately, a lot of those grads today, that's not the case. It's about the money. But you know how many doctors don't have their college paid off? Probably half, if not more. I've never paid their college off, their education off. Now, some of them may have. I can't say that doctors will only string you along, and not fix the root cause. You're going to find that with almost any doctor, though. They want to treat the symptom, not the cause. That was my problem. I said, I know we can't fix what's wrong, but, we could try to at least do something better than giving me experimental drugs that almost kill me and stuff like that. So, yeah, it is about the money. I mean, I don't, those doctors say, oh, I'm in the business for, I'm here because I care. And there are doctors like that, and most of them are. But it's about the money, Just why does a lawyer want to become a lawyer? Because it's the money. I don't hate doctors. I've earned. I have a different type of respect for them. That's about the way I can say it. I've had 3 doctor appointments in the last 2 years. I see the third one Friday, the 14th of all days. Oh, on Valentine's Day? Oh, that sucks. Well, I purposely make doctor appointments on my birthday just so I can go in there and laugh at him. Hey, you told me I'd be gone by now. I'm here. I'm standing. What's next, guys? But I do it just to agitate him. He knows it, as soon as I come in for that appointment, too. He knows exactly what I'm going to say. Yeah, it's the insurance. What kills the medical profession, personally, what I think, is insurance companies and the pharmaceutical companies. That's where the money's at. Those two right there. They almost Glenn fried me. Medication tore up my gut. Yeah, and that's the thing. They got medications because you have side effects for that medication. Yeah, it's just messed up. Oh, yeah. And they're going to have to, it's gonna make a difference on your gut. That's why I keep gaining weight and losing weight. I refuse to do prednisone now and a couple other drugs because every time I take it, I gain weight. I'm done. I was there for a while when I was going through the throat surgery. I was down to my fighting weight. Now I'm back up to 195, and I'm losing it again. But it makes it hard to get rid of the gut. Family member taking drugs for cholesterol, never told the supplements required, went on for years, all kinds of problems. Yeah, you got to take those supplements, help. And it sucks when they don't tell you about that stuff. Every day above ground is a good day. And I agree with that, Mike. I ain't going nowhere anytime soon. So hurry back, Edna. They have dogmas that are based on science and high cholesterol causes. Oh, yeah. I mean, everything causes something now. Just to put it bluntly. Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, I remember them telling us sitting in front of TV gives you radiation. You're going to have radiation. Like I've been glowing in front of the TV since I was a kid. Only few supplements needed, especially electrolytes. Yes, I agree with that. Not planning on it. Yeah, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I have nowhere to go. I got too many things I got to do. Even after the old man decides he's going to leave. I got stuff I got to get done. Things to do, places to be. I have a bunch of that just in case. Yeah. Yeah, I always keep electric lights around too. It's important. I've gotten Dad now to where he realizes how important it is. My problem is we live on coffee most of the day. I mean, every time I turn around, that guy's making a pot of coffee. This guy's 91 years old and he drinks a pot of coffee. And I'll turn around, he'll be making another pot of coffee. Or he'll be drinking out of the pots, the Mr. You know what I'm talking about, the 1-cup deals. But he's been like me. I mean, ever since I started restaurant business, I was so used to having a cup of coffee in my hand. Now I carry a coffee cup around. Sometimes you think I'm drinking coffee. Actually, I'm either drinking orange juice or chocolate milk or something. I just use my coffee cup to make me think I'm drinking coffee. Yeah, you know what I always say? If you read the side effects and it's longer than the actual good that it does, if it's more than a paragraph long, I ain't taking it. In fact, what I'm taking now, they had to fight to keep me on. But the only one I really worry, the one I need the most is Nexium, because I got acid reflux, and with Barrett's esophagus, it's not a good mixture. It's not a good mixture. Starbucks holiday bun. That does sound good. I like peppermint coffee or wintergreen coffee, peppermint coffee, peppermint mochas. I'll probably make one of them over next week. I got stuff to do it. I usually make those the week of Christmas. As long as my trigger finger ain't dinging, still working, I'm happy. There you go. Pew pew. Man, I am dry. It's really weird here. It's really damp and cold. We're supposed to get snow tonight and tomorrow, all day tomorrow. Just a dusting, nothing. I see it mostly rain. It's looking like it'll probably be mostly rain. Maybe there's a little bit of mixed in. It's 35 here now. It's already starting to kind of sprinkle in up north or northwest of me. Everybody see that? I don't know who all watches Mr. MBB333. Last night he posted a video of this lady up in Cleveland that caught this weird looking thing. They're actually her motion camera, her security camera in the backyard. You're back. Welcome back. Caught this weird looking thing. You can't, it was on the other side of the gate, but you can see it moving because the gate's got, some bad open spots. And that thing looks weird. It's just shadow, but it's creepy looking. Man, it is weird. So if you haven't seen that, yeah, it's Mr. BB333, I think it is. I'll post the link in it later. Also, I know everything's tight, folks, but we want to keep the channel up, so I'd appreciate it. If you can donate or become a member, that would be wonderful. I'm going to put the stuff. Heck, get a reading. They're worth it. Everybody knows it. Those that are watching in the background, get a reading. Gemma's readings are killer. They're always dead on. As Jules would put them, balls on. But yes, every penny helps. We really could use it right now. I'm going to post this. Usually I post mine, but it needs to go straight to her so she can get things taken care of with the channel. Go. And then the readings, you can go, they start at $60, but you talk to her and then, that didn't even work. You ding dong. What'd I do that for? Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, there we go. Our email's in there too. And our boxes. Please, they're worth it. Everybody knows they're worth it. Her books are out. The books are in the link in the subscription box underneath. But would appreciate it. It does help the channel. Things are really tight. It is really tight for everybody right now, and I understand that. But we got to push because that's what this, YouTube's about. It wouldn't be so bad if YouTube didn't take half your money anymore. And even the guys that have been around forever are starting to complain about it. That's why a lot of people are kind of moving to other platforms, or they're not moving; they're keeping YouTube, but moving to other platforms. Hopefully, at the beginning of the year, we can get Gemma to start doing stuff over at Rumble and other couple places. I want to watch what I say because last time it kind of caused me problems. So. Things are, and they are too. I still haven't figured out how to put money on my phone, so there's no reason for me. That's all right, hon. We'll get you taken care of. Usually I slide a couple bucks before the show. I just didn't last week. So maybe you get lucky and somebody pick you as a member again. I know money's tight, so it's all right. But I have to ask because that's how this channel runs, and that's how she's staying alive right now. There's another UFO guy trying to remember, has a movie on Amazon. He has, oh, really? I'll have to go check that out. I just renewed my federal stamp last week. There you go. It's up and down weather. Oh, this weather's crazy, Edna. It's killing my dad. My dad says, I'd feel great if it wasn't for the crazy weather. Because it's, one day it's his back. Lately it's been his legs, but that's to be expected. But man, when it's damp outside, man, you could tell he's hurting. His hands swell up. The rheumatoid arthritis kicks in big time. My second job's coming. Yeah, I'm dying. I want to go back to work, and they keep telling me no. I would love to go back to printing again, but they won't let me. I have spring flowers. That's weird because I had stuff coming up too, and I had to go out and kind of put an end to that so they don't die and ruin anything. I didn't put an end to it. I just kind of put it in a situation where they kind of go neutral. You bury them, throw some mulch on top of them. But we'll get a good freeze and that will slow that process down again. Yes, we all need to pray for each other. That's true, Jim, very much. And I pray for, I do keep a prayer list. I also pray for chat in general. So, yes, that is important. We all could use it. Yeah, I know, Sydney, and I get it. It's weird how to do it on your phone too. That's why I don't use my phone for too much. I only got the Venmo and the PayPal was just to help with her because I know she can't do Venmo, and that was the main reason I got it, so we could use ours in case somebody couldn't donate one way or another, or could pay for a box or excuse me, reading. Yeah. he gets it real bad, but I got to give him credit. And that guy just keeps moving. He has slowed down a lot. I notice each month it gets a little slower, but the doctors are impressed. They're like, dude, yeah, he's got issues, but nothing that he should really have to be concerned about. The only thing that bums him out is he really would like to get his knees fixed because of his age, though. He could go in and get surgery and have them fixed, and he'd be good. But because of his age and he's a diabetic, they won't go in and do them. So they keep shooting him up with that gel stuff. And it lasts maybe 3 to 6 days, and then it's worthless for him. It says he's back in pain again. But yes, everybody could use a prayer. This whole world could use a prayer right now. And let's hope it keeps up. Yet the drone things, we could talk about the drones. I still want to talk about the cloaked figures too. Later, maybe, if it doesn't get too late, because I don't want to go past 9. I mean, I really do got to get some things I want to finish up. And I'll be here tomorrow night, and then I'll be here Saturday night. Hopefully, it's Saturday night. We'll hang out as long as we can. It's easy to do at midnight. But the drones are an interesting thing. There's so many theories out there. I personally think it is ours. I think there are some other things mixed in out of curiosity. But there's a lot going on. I'm not going to give my theory yet because it really isn't. Pretty much everybody else's. I do think they're looking for something or have been looking for something. So, just listen to all your information, but also don't get too excited. But, always be prepared because still anything's possible. Now, as for these cloaked figures, I was talking to a friend the other day. Went to lunch with him. He had called me and says, I'm on lunch break, meet me. So I went and had a little we went to McDonald's. I met him at McDonald's. And he goes, Steve, and this is a guy that doesn't believe in this stuff. He goes, a friend of mine, one of friends I don't know, one of his friends passed away too, not too long ago. And me and Dave had just had just seen each other from Thomas's funeral. But Dave's a good guy, he's got kind of a past. And he goes, one of my friends passed, and about a week ago before Thomas. And I go, oh, really? He goes, yeah, he passed of a heart attack. And I said, okay. He goes, well, I'm at his funeral, standing by his coffin. I saw it plain as day, Steve, and I don't believe in this stuff. And I said, yeah. He goes, this black cloaked figure was standing by his coffin. Was that death? And I said, what do you mean? Black cloaked figure. He goes, real tall, black, all in black. It was just a shadow, but I could tell it was a cloaked. He kind of held his head down. You can see the ripples of the cloak. He said it was creepy as hell. And I looked at my wife and she goes, what's wrong? And I said, do you see it? And she goes, no. He goes, but I saw it plain as day. What am I seeing? What did I see? And I go, in that case, you might have actually seen death because he saw it at a funeral. He was standing by the coffin. It's a big chance that your friend was still there in spirit and hadn't left yet, and he'd come to retrieve him, which would be my guess in that instant. And then he goes, and then he says this. Then, okay, then why did I see one that was a little lighter? He didn't say black. He just said it was a little lighter standing on the end of my street a day ago. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, I saw another one. It wasn't all black. It was kind of a grayish black. Standing at the end of my street. I was standing in the driveway, just gotten out of my car, and I look up, and he's literally standing on the corner of my street. I said, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, you looked at it. He goes, I was looking directly at it. Why am I seeing this? I said, dude, I don't know. You're not the only one seeing these things. And he goes, well, I don't believe in this stuff. But to see something like that twice, I go, now what you saw standing in the street, standing in that corner, was probably something totally different than what you saw at the funeral. You know that, right? And he goes, no, I don't know that. I don't know any of this stuff. I said, well, my guess is we don't know what those are. I said, did you feel anything when you saw it? He goes, no, I just was looking at it. And I said, did it look back at you? No. He goes, no, it just was standing there looking off in the distance, just standing like it was looking at a house. I said, are you sure? He goes, yeah. Because they didn't see you. And he goes, no, I don't think so. It never turned my way. It just kept looking the other way. And I said, you get no feeling from it. You didn't feel any certain way or anything? He goes, no. He goes, but I went and bent down in my car, went to grab my camera so I could take a picture of it. And when I stood back up, it was gone. And I said, interesting. I said, you've never seen him since? Nope, just those 2 times. And this, I heard, I need you to call me if you see him again. He goes, okay. So this is a guy I can guarantee he doesn't believe in this stuff. He's laughing at people over this drone stuff. We were talking about that. He making a joke out of it. Never believed in this stuff. And he's been with me when we were younger and seen some of this craziness that goes around with me. I think there was one time that he said, this is BS and left. So he's kind of freaked out. But I had to explain to him, I'm pretty sure what he saw in the funeral home was death. And I'm guessing his friend, I wasn't there, so I'm guessing his friend was probably still there. And he'd come to retrieve him. Because he kept saying his friend was such a good guy. Would do anything to anybody for anybody. He's a lot of reasons why Dave went back to church. So I hope Annabis comes and stands by mine. That would be interesting. Wouldn't it be cool? That would be cool, Vixen. Ghosts, the people that lived next to my daughter packed up and moved out of that house. Did they really? And that's where you saw that, right? On their porch, right? Wow, Vixen. I'm impressed. Thank you. Like, a lot of people laugh until they see something. Oh, yeah. And the thing is, you have to know that he's a heavy metal guy. He's he just doesn't believe in it, And it's wild. And the thing is, it's like I went to the store yesterday. And when I was in the store, see, this is what I do all day long. Either I'm going to the store, I'm going to get cigars for Pop, or I'm running to do this, or running to do that. It's like, for a guy that sees what I see, it's hard to stay home because I always do all the running. But I walked into the store yesterday, and it was weird. You go through Kroger's, and then they have these new gates where you go through the gates, they open up, and you go through the gate. I go through the gate shut. I turn around and watched it shut. I don't know why I watched it shut. It was really weird. It was just the whole entrance thing was weird that time. I stopped, and it sounded like the whole store became dead silent. I mean, it was busy, but there was like no sound. I could literally hear a pin drop. It was so creepy. I just didn't know what to make of it. Sneaks in. Well, you didn't sneak in quietly and steals my Batman post. You can't take that. And I've already stole all your Cheetos, man. How you doing, Ryan? But it got so quiet that it freaked me out. I stood there for a good 5 minutes like, what is going on? It was like, and people were moving and stuff, but there was no sound at all. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. I kept waiting for something to happen. And it lasted for like a minute. I stood there and it was just like dead quiet. Give him back. Goes, no. Gemma already ate them anyways. How you doing there, bud? I was telling him about a freaky incident that just happened. I have in the woods. Yeah, now see that I understand. In the woods, I've had that happen many times in the woods. But in a store with people, and it was weird because people were still moving. But it was like, you know how you hear the music and people talk. There was nothing. It was like my ears were just turned off. I honestly thought it was me, and then all of a sudden it got loud again. And then lasted about a minute, give or take. And I was waiting for something to happen. I was just waiting for something to happen, something to pass me, something crazy, because I was so weird. I just stood there. I was just kind of like, what just happened? I've never had anything like that happen. It was probably one of the weirdest moments and lately that I've had. And it is freaky when things get quiet and it's like dead silence. You know, if something did happen, I didn't see it, but it was weird because I was waiting for something. I mean, right before the sound came back on, I had this anticipation, you know, you like waiting for it to happen. And in that minute, I had built up so much anticipation of waiting for something, you know, strange or crazy to happen. And all of a sudden the sound just comes back on. And I'm like, I was checking my ears, trying to, you know, doing that. Like, what? Devil wanted ice cream, maybe come in to pick up a couple steaks. But it was weird. It was weird. I come home and looked at Dad and I go, you wouldn't believe what just happened. And you looked at him and I go, Dad, it just got quiet in the store for like a minute. I mean, there was no sound, no nothing. I thought I was going deaf. I literally, at one point in that minute, thought I had gone deaf. Because people were still moving. I could see people's mouths moving. It was weird. It was so weird. It is. It's weird. And weird stuff has happened like that. I got up, what was it, Saturday morning? Sun was coming up. I swear the sun was coming up. I'm laying in my bed. It's right there. There's a window right here. And I could see the light coming through the window. And I'm like, go ahead and get up. Usually if I'm up, I slept a couple hours. I was good. So I come out of bed, I got dressed, went to go make a pot of coffee, and I look out the back window and it's still dark outside. And I'm like, wait. So I come back in my bedroom, sat down on the edge of my bed and look out the window, and it's dark. But man, when I got up, I swear that sun was coming up. It was weird. I thought I was going, maybe I'm still asleep. And I'm like, no, I'm not asleep. I even went down to see if because there's a basement window underneath my window. I thought maybe he let the light on down there. Nope. With all the weird stuff going on, it's a matter of time before we're attacked by killer tomatoes or killer crowns or killer clowns. I think a little bit of both would be interesting. Tomatoes and clowns chasing us around. Hey, there's a song for you. Mystery drone. Drone mystery. The drone thing. It could be a number of things. But I'm gonna cuss here. I'm gonna be damned if we ever know the whole truth. What really is going on. We may never really know the exact truth. We may get tidbits, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I don't think we're actually are going to really know. Because everybody's speculating. Everybody, even the big guys out there, these for hire guys, these drone guys that built these things for these people, they're speculating. They can't say for sure that's what's happening. I've never seen anything like that in my life before, and I don't want to see it again. Well, I don't think what we saw, and I have a funny feeling, especially after my incident that Tuesday, a couple weeks ago, when I kept waking and seeing it with me. I don't think I'm done seeing it. I think I'll probably see it again. I just don't know when. I don't want to look for it, though. I'm not going to go around looking for it, but I have a funny feeling I'm not done seeing it. You may not be either. But with not picking up any vibe, I just want to see where it leads. Sometimes I just kind of let those things, it's hard to let them out of my mind because a lot of times I'll just let that stuff go and whatever happens, happens because I'm not thinking about it. Because actually, in most parts, paranormal events happen when you don't expect it to happen. You can't force it to happen. Now, some people do, with the boards and stuff. That's never a good thing. Never, ever be calling that stuff out. It's not. I don't care what anybody says. I've learned it from experience. I've lived it. You don't want to call that stuff out. I don't care, good, bad. It always comes back and bites you in the butt. But when you're not expecting it, and that's usually, I would say 80% of my experiences are from me not expecting it to happen. You know, I don't know what, when I leave this house, I have no idea. I may go outside and not see a thing. And there may be days where I go out and everywhere I go, that's all I see. Those orange those orange orbs don't look like ours. I'm not sure. See, there's been some red ones too. Now, here's the thing. And I said this because, and I said this in Michigan UFO sightings, interview with Gemma. And I said it during later Saturday when he ran a stream. It's funny how all that ramped up right after the UFO hearings and the disclosure hearings, okay? Then a couple of weeks later, all this went crazy. But I've noticed that people are calling UFOs drones and drones UFOs. So it's got kind of people, your normies kind of confused. But I believe while the drone thing is going on, there are UFOs being seen too. I believe that. Jersey, along that whole East Coast, all the way down, have seen, just like the West Coast, see stuff all the time. Sightings have picked up everywhere. You know, I said Saturday night during his stream when I was in chat that I had watched it was two drones. Looked like they were coming from Rickenbacker, and it looked like they were heading. It's like they swung around and went over Columbus Airport too, and it looked like they were heading to Wright Pat. Wright Pat is straight out that way from me. It's about an hour and a half, if that, to get there, depending on which way I go. And then the next thing I know, oh, they've been sighted over Wright Pat. I tried to tell you. I saw them go out there. Somebody's got to be docking them somewhere. But yeah, and I don't think you should concern yourself. Don't worry yourself. Fret your little self over them. You know, sometimes the observers have observers. Maybe we're observing the observing. You know, I was told a long time ago, I was a watcher, an observer. I don't like saying watcher because people confuse that with biblical stuff. So I'd rather be called an observer. And I do. I pick up on stuff. I see stuff that people don't see. Not only, you know, following people and stuff, but other things. I seem to absorb a lot. I actually had a neurologist say, "You're like a funnel, dude. You just suck you're like a sponge. You just suck everything in." Because he made me do this test. And I said, yeah, I have a habit of doing that. But releasing it or getting it out is not so easy. Because, yeah, a lot of people like you are like that. Because you just suck everything in. It's just getting it out. And I said, yeah, because, you know, I can sit and do research. I told him, I said, I do research for people. But if I sit down and try to talk about that research, it's just mumble jumble. He goes, yeah, that sounds about right. So I think and I think you are part one. I don't think you're totally one, Edna, but you are definitely seeing them for a reason, and there's a reason probably for it. Like I said, usually for everything you see, anybody in this room, anybody out there, my theory is if you're seeing it, you were meant to see it. There was a reason for you to see it. And that is nothing you could do about it. There was a reason. I would take it. I would take in others' pain. You would cry. I cry. I take in pain for everybody all the time. I don't know why I do. I'm, you know, empathetic or whatever they call it. But when it comes to information and, you know, absorbing things around me, details, you know, I'm that guy that spots a spider crawling up a wall from the other side of the room, and the spider's only like this big. And I could not even, and I'm not wearing my glasses or anything, you know. But when it comes to like feelings, we all do. It's just some people feel other people's feelings a lot stronger than most folks. And I do have that problem too sometimes. Sometimes I'll pick up on others, I'll stand in the store and somebody's just so angry and I pick it up. And if I don't catch myself, I'll carry it out with me. Well, he said he seemed shocked too. Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. And then when that one, not only when the first couple times I've seen him, when the one at the doctor's that day when I was getting that emergency surgery done, I think it was really shocked that I could see it. I mean, every time we made contact, I mean, that head was like, why? Why are you seeing me? But I couldn't pick up any vibe. So maybe he was messing with me at the same time. Have you ever thought about that? But I didn't get any bad vibes from these things. And all the times before, I've never got a bad vibe. I never got a good vibe. In fact, if anything, it was just kind of this calm, eerie, I would say eerie calm. It kind of made you unsettled because you did because you didn't know what you were seeing. You see what you're seeing, but you don't know what it is. And sometimes I think they look at us the same way. They're looking at us like, he sees me. Why is he seeing me? How is it possible he sees me? I looked at it and it tilted its, yeah. Like, when you see them tilt their head and make a motion, when you're looking at it and it's looking at you, it appears to be looking at you, and it makes a gesture like that, my guess is that they now know that you can see them. Because I've had that do that with other things too. Some of the things that I've seen following people, they will see, I'll be looking at them going, trying to get closer. Sometimes I try to actually get closer to the person to get a better look. And it's like they see me, they'll either tilt their head or they disappear real fast. I mean, they literally just like blink out. And that's when I know, it saw me seeing them. So, and there's been a couple times too that they have seen, something has seen me and seemed to be generally scared of me, more of me of it, which really kind of caught me off guard a couple times. Because that's when I kind of go, why are you scared of me? And I've actually outright said that. And I was standing in a bar with a guy one day, just not a while back ago. And there was a guy sitting at the bar, into the bar. That had something standing behind him. And I took a couple steps around my friend to get a better look at it because I was like, you should see this thing falling. This thing was huge. And I took a step around my friend and tried to get a little closer without looking too obvious that I was staring at the guy and the thing behind him. And it tilted its head and it kind of leaned around him and kind of like, I see you. And I'm like, I kind of folded my arms like this and looked at it and tilted my head too. And I got this impression that it got scared because it kind of faded back, and then it was gone. And I didn't see it the rest of the night. In fact, the guy that was sitting there seemed to lighten up and was laughing and having a good time. All of a sudden, he was just sitting there drinking by himself. And next thing you know, he's having fun with everybody. So I do sometimes think they're scared of us too. I look at it and I don't think taking in others' pains is wise. I try not to, but sometimes it happens, dude. I mean, like I said, that's just like anything. You can cleanse yourself as much as you can, and you're in a room full of angry people. You may carry a little bit of it out, and you may not be wanting to carry that, but sometimes it does rub off on you. You just got to learn how to when you get out of there, get rid of it. And then pain, there's not much I can do about that. That's another thing I can't turn off, that I can feel other people's pain at times. But I can't turn that off no matter how much I've tried. And I guess it's a good thing because it makes me more sympathetic to that person when it needs to be used, if you know what I'm saying. I should be looking at the camera, not the screen. No, it's not good, Mike. It never is. I think that's a little bit of some of my health issues between that and because of all the things I've seen over the years. Even most psychics would tell you, no matter how much you cleanse yourself, no matter how much you bathe yourself in cleanliness, whatever, what you see, what you take part on, still takes a toll on you physically, one way or the other. Gray kind of undulling thing, like it was trying to form a solid. Now, I think that's just how they are, because the gray ones always look like that to me. They kind of they're like a real thick fog or something. I mean, it looks like you'd walk through it. If you walk up to it, you could walk right through it. And I ever see one, I'm going to try that too. See how close I can get. Maybe I'll pick up on it better. Especially if it knows that I'm coming. I couldn't see through it. See, the ones I couldn't see through either. But I wondered, I thought about that the other day when me and Dave were talking. I'm sitting going through all the stuff in my head. I wonder if I could try to walk through it if I see it again. I could see the folds of the cloak. Yeah, see, that's what Dave was saying. He said, I knew it was wearing a cloak because when it was standing, the one in the funeral home, when it kind of leaned over the coffin, I could see it sag, like he was wearing a cloak. And then he said the one on the street, he said it was obvious because it looked like it was kind of blowing in the wind because it was windy that day. So whatever he was seeing was feeling the wind, which is wild. But when he gave me his description of it, he said, I couldn't see feet. He said, just kind of like it was floating there, but it was windy that day. And he goes, it was kind of breezy. And he said, it was weird. It was just staring off into no man. I don't know why I was seeing it, but when I went to get my phone to take a picture of it, he said he got out, come up off the car and stood over his car and went like this. It was gone. No, it's not good, Mike. It wears you down. Yes, it does. Yeah, I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it through it either. But when he was talking to me and I've got all this stuff running through my head, see, that's the thing. And then when I got home that night, I'm like, I wonder if I see another one of these things, do I try to get closer? Do I let it know that I can see it? Or see how long it takes to notice I see it, like we've seen with you and me, with it tilting its head or acting kind of odd. See, that's what happened when it was in the recovery room. Was when it was standing, and when I woke up and it was standing in the corner, because I was still, under sedation. So, I was pretty sure I wasn't seeing what I was seeing until I started to really wake up. And it was still standing there. And the longer I sat there, the more it sat there. Stood there, excuse me. And every time I tilt my head, it would tilt its head the same direction. So if I went like this, it went like this. And it was so weird. I scooted up in the bed. And as soon as I scooted up in the bed, it stood up like it thought I was going to get out of the bed. And kind of... It just stayed. It just went stiff, straight up. And I'm kind of scooting up on the bed. And by the time I could try to get one leg to swing down there, what are you doing? I said, never mind. And she made me climb back up into where I was. But if I could have gotten out of that bed, I would have walked up to it and see how close I would have got. But it did. It just got stiff. So it knew that I wanted to come to it. It was obvious. I was making it pretty obvious. I just didn't want to say anything because you could talk into something like that in there. Everybody in that room is going to freak out. This guy's freaking out, man. He's freaking out. Look at him. He's freaking out. Who's he talking to in the corner? So I kept my mouth shut the whole time. I was just trying to show the thing in action so I could see it. And if I could get out of this bed, I'm coming to it. I don't know how good of an idea that'd be, but I mean, he hung out with me through the whole damn process. Dang straight, I want to know what you are and why you were there. Maybe he was there overseeing to make sure everything went all right. I don't know. What you're seeing in it, I think, is just, I think it's weird that they moved out. You said they moved out, right? How long did it take them to move out? Excuse me. How long was it from the time you saw it on their porch or wherever you saw it there, from that time to the time they moved out? I want to know if you can remember how long of a span that was. I'm curious. Maybe there was something going on in that house in the first place, and they just weren't talking about it. I don't know how well your daughter talked to those people, and if those people talk to your daughter, they may not say anything. A lot of people won't talk about things like that in their house, or even show it on media because they're afraid, they're going to get laughed at. So I'm wondering how much a time span from the time you saw it to the time they actually left that house. Because I find it interesting they left the house. There might have been something else going on there. And that might change the aspect of what that was. You know what I'm saying? About 6 months, and the house was brand new. They had a new baby in that house. Ooh, interesting. Okay, you said the house was brand new. So basically built maybe a year ago, 2 years. It's not always about the house. Sometimes it's about the land. You know that, right? No one knows why they up and move. They didn't say. Okay, that does kind of say something within itself. This is the thing about newborns. If you watch a lot of these videos, a lot of these scary videos and stuff, paranormal videos, especially when it deals with children, if you ever notice, it's newborns to about 3 years old, 4 years old is when you see most of those account happen. When those things kind of happen. And sometimes I think there is something out there that follows these kids into our world, coming from the birth crowd, evolved. And sometimes I don't think they're always good. That they've been with these babies, attached themselves before the baby was even born. And I really hope they didn't move and this thing followed them. Then it might be the child. The child might be the sweetest baby ever, but somebody attached to it for some reason. Those do happen. It does happen. Yeah, it is very sus. 6 months after you saw what you saw, kind of puts in range. It could have been a year, but I'm just saying it does make it look kind of sussy because of the fact that you saw what you saw. Now, like I said, if they had a new baby, was something haunting the baby? Was new? Like I said, it's not about. People seem to think, oh, this is brand new property. This is a brand new house. That doesn't always need to be the case. Sometimes it's not the house. Sometimes it's what brought into the house. Did they have a visitor while she had a baby, while the baby was there? And maybe did a visitor bring something to that house, and that visitor didn't know it had something attached to him, and that thing that was attached to him decided to hang out with the baby. I mean, weird things like that happen all the time. It's all that stuff you have to take into account. A new house can be haunted, yes. Dad built a brand new house, and it had a spirit, probably because of the land. That would be, in that case, that was probably the land, unless somebody brought it into the house, which happens too. Relative, somebody come to visit the baby, or you just built the house and you had a house party and somebody showed up and somebody had an attachment, and the attachment was like, oh, I like this place. I mean, creek right behind the house too. Ooh, running water. Always a good source of energy. See, running water. I don't think people realize the power of running water. Moving water is a very magical thing. Very powerful thing. But yeah, I would love to talk to those people. I would have some questions. Hey, I heard. I wouldn't say nothing. I'm going, hey, I knew you lived in this house. I want to know why, how long did they live there before they left? And, were they there like for a year? Were they living there for 2 years? Had they been there for a couple years? You know what I mean? Do you know how long they were there before they left? And was the baby born in the house? So in other words, she had the baby while she was living there. It left one day, just zipped out of the basement and was gone. Broad daylight, Memorial Day. Interesting. And that's not uncommon too for stuff like that to happen. You should know that, Vixen. Sometimes something else gets. They decide that that's not where they're not getting what they want there, so they move on. They may hit. Like I said, the theories and the ideas of what could be, what is happening, and all that is just amazing. I mean, it make your brain go for hours. Moved in when my daughter did, so about 2.5 years. Okay, she was pregnant when they moved in. Interesting. Yeah, I would like to talk to these people and ask them if they've seen. See if they bring it on. You don't want to say, "Hey, have you seen this gray hooded figure in your home?" You want to talk to them and let them say it themselves, because you don't want to plant any seeds of suggestion in their heads. You want to hear it from their mouth straight. Honestly, as I would put it. But yeah, I would love to talk to these people. Hey, I know you lived in this house. And how'd you like it? Was it a good house? Did you like your property? Was there any problems you had while you were there? Sandy said they were very quiet people, kept to themselves mostly. Yeah, those are the people that won't talk. You know that, Edna. Those are the people that don't talk. So you have to work your way into that conversation. But yeah, they're the ones that won't talk. And if they did, you'll probably never know. But it is interesting. And being a newborn in that house, that would be my speculation. Either somebody came in or it came with the baby from the hospital. I say it came from the baby. Sometimes that stuff comes from the hospital too. These things will follow you home from the hospital. I've had that happen too many times. Never got past the doorway, but I've had it happen. And it's not good. There are a lot of things you bring home from the hospital are usually not good. I just don't want the black-eyed kid, and I definitely didn't want that thing in the car with me. I had no idea what that black cloak figure was doing, why he was watching me like he was. I definitely, when we got in that car to leave, it was obvious I was very paranoid. Giles goes, "You must still be messed up." I go, "No, not really." He goes, "Why you act like this?" Dude, I don't want to talk about it. So just get home. But in the morning, I cleansed this house. I got up before everybody, and I cleansed this house. I wasn't letting anything in this house. And if anything was in this house, it wasn't staying. And I did the whole 9 yards, broke up the Bible and everything. Because that thing freaked me out. And then a lot of the reason it freaked me out was because it was with me the whole time. It wasn't that I couldn't feel what it was, or if it was good or bad. It was the fact that it was with me the whole time. That's what messed me up. And then to have Thomas pass not much after that really put me on edge. Because I expected to be at the funeral for some reason. I expected it to be at the graveyard. There was a couple people at the showing that had attachments, a couple, but other than that, it went without a hitch. I'll tell you though, after the funeral, I was done. I came home. I was done. Just trying to forget everything and move on. But see, usually going to funerals for me is interesting. Because I've been to a funeral, been into the showings, I've been to wakes, didn't see anything. Then I've gone to ones where it's like almost every other person has an attachment. It's like, holy crap, get me out of here now. And it's like going to the store, going up to top of the street. There'll be days I don't see nothing. And it's like I go do what I need to do and get home. That's good. I don't see anything. I'm going home happy. And like I said, it's not always a bad thing. I see good things too. I swear, about a month ago, I'm pretty sure I saw an angel up here at St. Michael's. Now, I don't know why it was there. I didn't talk about it sooner because I'm still kind of in my head about it. I'm pretty sure they had a funeral there in the Catholic Church at the top of the street. And I'm pretty sure that's what I saw standing on top of the building. But it was so faint. And it could have even been the spirit itself. but it was so faint. And I tried to take a picture of it. Couldn't get a picture of it. I took like 6 pictures. Nothing. Not a thing. No use showing anybody what I took a picture of a rooftop for. You know what I'm saying? I even went back and tried to, blow them up and everything. I just, nope, I didn't catch nothing, but I was seeing it. That was kind of cool. And it was good because it was when I saw it for the first time and kind of do a couple takes, it was a very warming feeling. So that's how I figured it was something very good, like an angel or a good spirit. I felt very comforted by it. And I'm not even Catholic. But see, at that church up at our top of our street, I have seen some weird stuff. They have a Labor Day festival. And I stopped going to their festivals. It's like Friday, Saturday. They have them on Friday, Saturday night, Labor Day weekend, and Sunday. And I went 2 years ago after I moved back up here with Pop. So it was probably about 2 years after I moved back up here with Pop. I go, I'll go up and walk up one day and maybe see if I see any old high school buddies or anything up there. I get up there, I'm walking around. They have in the basement everybody gambling. And I'm like, I never approve. I'm not a big fan of stuff like that going on in church grounds. But anyways, it's not my prerogative. Anyways, but it's fun to go down there and spend a couple bucks. So I went to go down and play maybe some roulette or something. I got down there and the vibe was so thick and so tense and so not good. I immediately turned around and I left. And I got up back because you have to go up the stairs, and I went upstairs and stood outside and lit up a coffin nail. And a nun walked by and goes, "You okay?" I go, "I'm not sure yet." And she goes, "Do you go to our church? You look familiar." And I go, "I've been here with friends." And he goes, "You're not Catholic?" "No, I'm a Presbyterian." She laughs. We talked a little bit. And she goes, "I don't like going down there." Just before I walk away, the nun goes, "I don't like going down there when they're gambling. It's not a good feeling." I go, "Really?" And I go, "Why don't you transfer?" And she goes, "Because I like the people here." But yeah, she didn't even like going down there. So, but it was, I've been down there when we were kids. When I just turned 18, you could go down there and gamble. It was not bad. But when I went down there that night, I didn't like the vibe at all. It was not good at all. It was just creepy, kind of scuzzy feeling. It was like, I'm done. I stood inside that doorway, looked at everybody. A couple of people turned around and looked at me like, "Are you coming in or not?" And I was like, "Nope, nope, nope." And I left. And her to say that kind of made me feel validated. And she was young, too. She was probably in her mid-20s. Sweet. Now they walk the neighborhood. They used to not walk the neighborhood anymore. They used to come down. They own a house. The church owns a house around the corner from me where a few of the nuns live. A few of the older nuns live. And they're back to now walking around the neighborhood. And it's nice to see you. Because you got another difference between a nun and a sister. A sister always wears white. A nun is the black and white. But that's how I was taught. I don't know if there's any Catholics in this room. You can tell me clearly. So I've gotten to know pretty much who are sisters and who are not. It'd be funny because here come a group of sisters, all in their white, and then a group of the nuns not far after them. And it was nice. They always were talkative, and you could talk. They always talk to you, and we'll have a conversation with you. I've had some pretty good conversations with them. It was like that at the mall. It was so crowded and the people's energy was draining. Oh, Giles said he went into Target and he goes, "Dad," he said, "I know you know I'm not into that stuff." He goes, "But Dad, I was in Target. And by the time I got to the register, I was so angry. And I don't know why I was so angry." I go, "Really?" And he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, it was like the place was just everybody seemed all angry and upset and stressed out. And he goes, "By the time I got to the register, I just wanted to leave. I didn't want to be around anybody." I was like, "Ooh, That's heavy. He goes, yeah, I know. Now he goes, now I know what you're talking about. Well, imagine seeing that in a form. You know, he was like, Edna, nope, I don't want to know. Oh my God, and I can't even talk today. Episcopalian sisters wear gray. Okay, they're the ones that wear the gray. Okay, I gotcha. Thank you, Vixen. Because the ones here I've seen walking around are all white, and I call them sisters, and they seem to be okay with that. And then the ones that wear the black and white, I call nuns. And I'll actually say, how are you nuns doing today? And they laugh, but they talk to me. Mm-hmm. And I'll say, hi, sisters, and they'll all say hi. And they're young women, probably in the ages of, I'd say their ages run from about 22 to maybe 32, because there was a couple sisters there that looked a little older. You see, I know what I know about the Catholic Church, and that's about it. But they better not start creeping it in the corner. I'm telling you what. And I hope not. I just think there's something, I can say this this is my opinion with everything that's going on right now. Something big is about to happen. What it is, I couldn't tell you. But something big is coming. Now, does it have to do with Trump and him taking office? I don't know. Does it have to do with a meteor? Because there's a lot of meteors passing this planet right now that are fairly big and could do damage if hit in the right spot. I don't know what it is, but every fiber in my bone says prepare yourself. Something big is coming. I mean, I've got these guys. I don't even think these guys realize that I made them bug out bags just in case, but I don't think it's going to be like that big yet. But something big is coming. Something that's going to, I don't know, I want to say change things, but not yet. Whatever this is, it's going to be big and it's going to impact things. Let's put it that way. And I think a lot of us feel that. I think a lot of us, this 5D thing, I wouldn't say 5D. You might believe that, and it might be 5D. But no, there's something big coming. I mean, there's something that's going to stir the pot so bad or so big that it may flow over. I don't know, but it's something, because the big things not going to come yet. We don't know when those are going to happen, but it's coming. But something big is about ready to happen. When? I don't know. Soon, maybe. I would say within the next year to 2 years. But then again, a lot of people are speculating crap's going to go down before Trump takes off. And it's already they're trying to do that now. And I don't want to get political. But something big is coming. And I think these drone things and all these other sightings going along with these drones has something to do with it. I just don't know what yet. I don't want to speculate yet. Because it's all it is speculation. It was staring at a house, then turned toward me. It tilted its head left, and never forget it. You won't forget it. And if it happens again, and just make sure you mark down a time. Make mental notes of everything that's going on at that time. Just do yourself that favor. If it happens again, hopefully it may never happen again, Edna. It may never happen again. The Hopi prophecy is either now. See, I know about the red and green kachinas and the blue kachinas. I actually believe the red kachina and the green kachina is close. My wife's family are Episcopalian, and they are all from Italy. It's like Catholicism with so many rules. Yeah, that's what I thought. Aren't they basically the same, really, Mike? I don't know. Actually, like there's so many types of Catholicism out there. Same thing with Judaism. There's a lot of different branches. And when you start getting in those branches, man, you got to sit down and you got to research, because or the blue. I always thought it was like the blue Kachina, the red Kachina. Now, I may be saying that wrong, and I don't want anybody to take everything I say for granted because I do mix things up. Like I said, I get information. It doesn't always come out the way I want it to. Pretty much, yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, because if things don't go the way I want them to go after Pop leaves this plane, I will probably move out of the country and become a monk. And the monastery is in another country, on an island. That's all I'm going to say. And I've been talking to these guys since I was 18 years old. I was going to do it when I was 18, and my mom and some friends were like, "Oh, don't do it, don't do it." But it's always been there in my heart. We'll just have to wait and see. No, you're right. The dying talk about the blue. Oh, okay, okay. Thank you, Vixen. Thank you. Is it Yi? Yai? I don't even know how to say it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I have a hard time sometimes streaming with you guys, because sometimes I feel like I make myself look like a fool because I can't get it all out. I can suck it in, but I can't get it out. Her father's side of is from Italy, Genia, whatever, Italy, and his mother's side is from Sicily. Ooh. Yay, okay. Yeah. So I'm very polite. Yes, you better be. They beat you up, man. They beat you up. The Italians. We need Gemma here to do her Italian. What time is it? Oh, it's 9:30. I went way over. I was only going to do an hour, folks. Now, like I said, I've known a few. The Monaco family, who pretty much was the big folks over here at the St. Michael's. The Monaco family ran a big old Italian restaurant. They're from Sicily. Now, I know they're from Sicily. My mom was actually going to marry Mr. Monaco, but my dad stole her away. One of these days, I'll have to go downstairs, get him a picture of my dad when he was a young man. You guys will freak out. Anyways, so he stole it, but my mom was being kind of, what would you call it, trained, prepped to be her husband. His mother was teaching her all these Italian food. Oh, my mom could cook some Italian food. So in her day, when she was alive. Anyways, but dad came along and whisked her away from him. But he owns like they own this huge restaurant, very nice place. And then the kids, their children, were called the Monaco family, and they were a singing group, just like your Brady Bunch and all that. They were actually not bad. Teresa, I kind of had the hots for her. I knew her for a while. But they were Italian, as Italian as could be. Good people, though. Great people. Don't burn. She tans in the summer, not fry in the sun. See, that's the thing. You think with my blonde hair, I burn once, and then it's nothing but tanning from there. But even when I work now in the sun, we have so much shade here. I get a little light. I get a little color, and that's it. I guess next year I'll just make it a point to go get good and tan. And my hair will definitely turn more white than it is already. Though it's not as white as it used to be. I would love to have my white hair back when I got scared. I had so many people that were like, oh, hair, man, did you bleach it out? No, that's legit, man. It's legit. Oh, you get very dark in the sun? See, my ex like that. Tina, my ex, she tanned great. She would get dark. Let me get a drink. I am drying out again. Hold on. I'm going to choke on it. Excuse me, I sucked that down too fast. I'm a lucky man, 33 years. That's good. Me and the ex were married almost 16. I'm glad I'm glad we're still friends. To a point. Well, we know we can count on each other if we need to. And we talk when we need to. Ow. Dang it. I did swallow that wrong. There we go. Sorry about that. But I'm about ready to call it a night, folks, if you're okay with that, because I got to get to work so I can settle down for the night. Let me pop this back in the chat. Yeah, please get a reading for Gemma. They're worth it. So, folks watching in the background, please go check out a reading. It's worth the $60. It really is. Also, we could use the donation to help keep the channel going so we can move on and up and help her out. Like I said, this is her main. We're working for a Christmas donation for her. Christmas for her. And this is her job. So right now, so once she gets done with the season, she'll be cranking out again. Any penny helps, man. Or become a member. I don't like asking. She definitely doesn't like asking. And she didn't like to have to, charge a couple bucks for Friday nights. And hopefully that will end soon. She's just trying to get through the holidays. So, and hopefully that we can get that to end soon. But right now, let's just kind of stick with each other, pray for each other, and just pray for the best. Hopefully things start changing. Folks, it was a wonderful night. Yes, everybody have a blessed night. Thank you for joining me for this hour and a half. I didn't expect to go that long. I got to come back to work. I'd keep going. But I got a couple things I want to do before I go to bed. So I'm still dressed. Actually, I still have my dinner shoes on. I'm still dressed, as you could tell. Everybody, please have a wonderful day tomorrow. I shall see you tomorrow night at 7:15. Come early because she's been starting early for Gemma's Oracles. One card intuitive oracles. Be here between 7 and 7:15 or soon after. I'll be in the background. Try not to drive her nuts too bad. And we'll have a good night, I hope. And then I will be here Saturday night for Gemma's replays. Please join me. We usually have a pretty good time. Hang out for a while. You talk during the videos. Heck, if you guys just want me to play one video so we can talk more, that's even fine too. I've just been trying to kill time with them. Stretch out the night, as one might say. And then she has the video Monday at 11 a.m. for her premiere is her extremely bizarre disappearances never solved, and 3 of those stories are from her book. So this will be a good one. So check it out. I'll be there. I try to be there Monday. Sometimes I can't make it, but I usually am there. So I should be there to watch and join us. And then, like I said, once the season's over, we should get back to having Tuesdays again, Tuesday talk. Hopefully Ryan will be able to join us. And Ryan, if you're still listening, I wouldn't brush you off, man. I'm just we were talking. I hope to see you. Hopefully we'll get back to doing that. And hopefully after with the new year, I can get her motivated to do some stuff where she could be a little more freer on that R word over there on the other side. So, love to have you guys tomorrow night. I will see you then. Have a beautiful night rest. And I shall see you guys